Hello, I'm Pastor Jeremy Combs, and we're going to pause for a proverb. Let's go. Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 17. He is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. Life is guided by both directions and corrections. Best way to live is to listen to both, which are given to us all along the way. Often we don't heed these important reminders because of either pride or what we would say is indifference. Then we find our life interrupted at best because of false steps, or at worst, we find ourselves lost. The best way to stay on track is to follow the directions without any deviation. No matter how rough the road looks ahead or how smooth or well traveled the next exit appears. Ultimately in life, no matter how well you try to follow the instructions, you're going to fail. This is when true wisdom really shines forth. Every time we are given correction, we either learn something or we lose something. Much depends on our attitude and how quickly we take action. If you take one wrong turn, it's easy to recognize that mistake, turn around, and you're back on track like nothing happened. If you stubbornly refuse to correct course, of course, none of us have been there, right? A simple wrong turn can turn into a massive detour. Next verse number 18. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. Aesop's fable tells of a donkey who was walking through the woods, and he found a lion's skin. Hunters had killed the lion and left the skin to dry in the sun. The donkey put on the lion's skin and found that all the other animals were terrified of him and ran away at the sight of him. Oh man, he was so happy that he let out a loud donkey bray. And of course, he gave away his true identity. A fool tries to identify himself with his words through two means. He tries to either do it through smooth talk or slanderous talk. Smooth talking is basically you're telling a lie with the intent of winning someone over to your side. Smooth talking can be sarcasm too. Never mislead somebody with smooth or sarcastic words. Slanderous words are words that are given out to harm someone or something. The example of this is when the spies for the children of Israel brought an evil report back to the people, and they brought a slander upon the land, is what Numbers 14:36 says. This evil report caused the people to rebel against God and caused them to wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Can I encourage you today? Be wise with your speech. Oh, that's hard. Use honest and encouraging words. Beware the one who smooth talks or the one who slanders. Destruction is always lying in their wake. Let's look at one more verse. Verse number 19 of Proverbs 10. In the multitude of words, oh, this is a hard one. There wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. President Calvin Coolidge was nicknamed Silent Cal because he was a man of very few words. His wife told the story of a young woman who sat next to her husband at a dinner party. She told Coolidge that she had bet with a friend that she could get him to say at least 3 words. Without looking at her, he just retorted, "You lose." Okay. Now, maybe Mr. Coolidge was wise. Maybe he was just stubborn. But we all should mind our tongue with careful and crafted speech. Solomon clearly states that the more words you speak, the more likely you are to fall into sin. Maybe we ought to listen a little bit more. The list is long, from gossip to lying to blaspheming to ungratefulness to corrupted speech. Have you ever went to put a little ketchup on your food and half the bottle came out? Now, for my son Luke, that wouldn't be a big deal. But for most of us, it would almost ruin what it was you were going to eat. Probably you were in a hurry, or maybe it was you weren't even paying attention. Whatever the case, it only took one quick squeeze to ruin your meal. Anytime we pour forth words, we need to recognize that a little bit goes a long way. We should slowly and with purpose open our mouth and speak. When done correctly, our speech should season any conversation to perfection. But when words pour out hastily, we are likely to make a big mess. Wow, kind of a heavy set of Proverbs, but definitely one we need, one I need. Let's be careful with our words.